Hi guys, it's reaction time. We got Vessel and Another Life. Well, look, I'll give a big shout out to New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal albums, 4 albums. One of the best websites out there to bring you new YouTube channel, bring you new music. The music we love, of course. More in the vein of like traditional heavy metal stuff. So this morning or last night, obviously I'm a subscriber to that website. They uploaded a new album from the band Vessel. So the album's already out. Never heard of the band before. Had a quick click on the album. Man, yeah, that's a bit of me, that is. So I went out and looked at, this isn't the latest single, it's the single before. It's called Another Life. Came out about 4 months ago, but obviously it's on that new album. I love finding new music, man. I just love it. It's just, it's what it's all about. New music is what it's all about. There's so much good music out there that it needs to be heard. And this is another band, by the sounds of it. I mean, we haven't got to the actual song yet, but what I clicked on for a few seconds to listen to the album before, yeah, man, I'll include that. Get one of their singles, include it on the reaction list for this morning. So I think they're a Spanish band, which is cool. We had another Spanish band, 91 Sweet, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago, which is they brought out a great song. This is more along of more hard rock, heavy metal, I suppose. But can't wait to hear this. This is Vessel. This is Another Life. Here we go.
Just to say goodbye. Lost and guideless, no beacon, no light. How can they see me? How can they hear me? No, they've been knocking all night long. No restless waves sinking the shores. I know.
Man, it's another great band. It's another great band. Definitely, you know, they're taking that new wave of British heavy metal feel and with this galloping sort of metal, very traditional sort of sound to him. Love the vocalist. He's got this sort of, he's almost got this sort of husk to his voice, but he's very powerful and almost theatrical at the same time with some of those notes he's hitting. Love the galloping guitar. It's got this sort of minor key riff as well. So very cool. Straight away, galloping riffs get me. They straight away get me. Man, it's a very cool song. It's a very cool band by the looks of it. Again, remember, this album's out now. Another album. There's just so much that's good quality out there, man. I had a bit of a rant last week, and I won't rant again too much, but, you know, people out there who just don't give new music a chance, who are not willing to, you know, search for new music. You have to search for this stuff because, you know, it's not going to come at you out of nowhere. Sometimes it does when you're lucky, like I did this morning with this, but unless you're looking, unless you want to, you won't hear new music and you can't support new music. And you guys know that since this channel began, really, first of all, I think I started talking about like the stuff that I love when I was growing up. It was more geared towards that, best albums of the year when I was growing up. And now it's literally 99% of it is talking about new music, because there's so much good new music as well. And it seems like there's a bit of a, I suppose, a bit of a resurgence in rock and metal lately. I feel a little bit. I don't think it's ever going to be like, you know, I don't think we're in the world where it'll ever be like the number one listening to music like it was, you know, in the MTV days where it was just, you know, ruled the world basically, this sort of music. But I think there's been a resurgence. You know, you had, for instance, you've got, I mean, might not be completely my taste, but you've got the Ghost album that just was the number one in America, I believe, in the top 200, is it? Billboard charts. That's amazing. We'll never put a band down for being successful if they're in that rock and metal genre. So well done to them. You know, you've got the Those Damn Crows band that I love. They hit number one in this country and all in the rock charts in this country as well. An amazing feat, you know, for a rock band. So it's not that it's dead. I don't think it'll ever die, rock music. You should probably come close to it a few years ago. But it's still there, and there's still loads of good stuff as well. It's not just, you know, don't think it all ended at the end of the 80s. It just didn't. It's still going now, and these bands deserve our support for sure. And this is another great example of a great song. And from what I've heard, just snippets of the album, just, you know, clicking through it, it really is a bit of me, and sure a lot of you subscribers out there. Amazing stuff. Let's go for the rest, guys. Well, love the twists and turns that one took. When it died down into that almost flamenco type acoustic guitar part, and those riffs, almost a bit of a doomy feel in some of those really heavy, almost Sabbathy riffs. Love that. So love songs that go in a different direction. You know what I mean? It could have gone, you know, the same for 3 or 4 minutes. That would have been fine. But I love the way it sort of died down into that different instrumental section. Bam, 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 bam. Absolutely amazing, man. Didn't hear much of like vocals in the last part of it. It was almost about this instrumental part, which was very cool. I think I miss some songs that go in that, you know, that take a bit of a risk, if you like. So often now, and there's nothing wrong with it, but so often we get bands that, you know, are very, they're not generic, but the way the song structure is very generic. You know, you expect it, you know, you literally can go on a rock song, melodic hard rock song, probably most of them, and find out where the guitar solo is by just clicking exactly where you know where it'll come in, and it's there. Sometimes I like it when a band takes a bit of a risk and does something a bit different, as like that, but it had a large instrumental section on the end of it, and the main basis of the song was at the beginning. Very cool, really interesting to listen to. Brilliant galloping heavy metal. Love it, man. And that was Vessel. That was Another Life. The album is out now, guys. I've already downloaded it this morning. Make sure you get hold of that album and support the band. Let me know what you think of that song in the comments below, though, guys. And I'll see you soon.